Good morning, everyone. My name is Dawn Kellington, and I am the Survivor 101 Program Coordinator at CFS Saskatoon. And this morning, I want to talk about doing the things. So, I don't know if you can relate, but my routine has changed with COVID, and it can feel harder and harder to do the things that I need to get done. Errands or even phone calls. Maybe it's cleaning our room. We all have things that are taking up space in our brains because we know that we should be working on them or we really wish that they were done with. So, I want to talk about 5 tips that I think are really helpful for doing the things. Number 1, often all the things we have to do, they swirl around in our heads like a little tornado, and it can be so helpful, especially for just making them feel a little less overwhelming if we get them out of our heads and just onto paper. And so something I really like to use is the priority matrix. I find that I feel like everything is of equal priority when I have a lot of things I want to get done. If I actually look at what tasks are most important, that can help me figure out what I should start on and also help me set aside some of the things that can wait for later. Tip number 2, I think it's really important to celebrate the little successes. Sometimes we get so caught up in all the things that we didn't do, all the things that we have to do tomorrow, but we don't take the time to notice the things that we did do. Maybe we didn't clean our entire room, but maybe we did, clean the nightstand. Yeah, just recognize that we aren't doing nothing. We are doing something. And that's a step in the right direction. Tip number 3, I find that it can be really helpful if there's something that you're finding it really hard to do, to attach that task to a task that you do really easily. So let me explain. If working on school is really challenging, I keep using working on school as an example. Let me think of another example. Maybe if cleaning your hamster cage is something that just you always are forgetting to do, you never really want to do, is there something that you do already maybe once a week that you could just tack that task onto? Maybe once a week you Skype with your grandma. So if on Wednesdays at 6, you Skype with your grandma and that's something you like doing, that's something that you remember to do, maybe right before you start cleaning your hamster cage. Or if you always scroll Instagram first thing in the morning, maybe right before you scroll Instagram or right after you scroll Instagram, you remember to pack up all the stuff that you need for school that day. That is my 3rd tip, is to try to attach things that you have to do to something that is already in your routine. Tip number 4, really think about tasks you need to get done and break them down. So, if you know that you need to write an essay, that sounds great. You can tell yourself, I'm going to write that essay, I'm going to do it. But that's actually a huge job. Really, when you think about writing an essay, you need to maybe do some research, sit down and start jotting down your ideas, organize things into an outline. You maybe need to proofread. There's actually so many little tasks that go into that big task. And so when you have any task and you're finding it really hard to complete, you maybe just need to break it down and look at the little tasks that make up that big task. We often think about a big task and then just try to go for it and try to get it all done. But really, it often works better if we focus on the little tasks that are within that big task. My final tip for doing the things is try changing the environment sometimes. If you're finding it really hard to get something done, a change of scenery can really help get our brain in the right frame of mind and just help give us new inspiration or new energy. So, how this could look is if you really need to work on your resume. Maybe you're applying for summer jobs or something else, or scholarships or what have you, and you're just finding it really hard to get that done while you're in your bedroom. Is there another place that you can go? Could you go to maybe a kitchen table? Could you go to your basement? Could you go to your backyard and sit on a trampoline or underneath a tree while you do it? Maybe you can't. Maybe your room is kind of the only place you can go, or there's a specific space that is the only place you have to work on things because of noise or other people or all kinds of factors. And that's okay, but we can still change our environment within that set environment. So if you often work from your bed, could you maybe sit on your chair if you have a chair in your room and work on it? Or could you make a little nook in a corner of your room and have that be your do the things nook? You can be creative, but changing the environment can really help us feel a little more motivated to do the things. So those are my 5 tips to help us do the things. If there's things that you do that help you get things done, I would love to hear about them.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching our video. If you're in need of support, click the link below or email one of our program coordinators to get access to our Google Classroom. Within the Google Classroom, we'll be posting resources, videos, coping strategies, and other useful information to help keep your minds happy and healthy during this time.